Hey everybody. So this episode was supposed to go out yesterday. I did the full episode and realized that we didn't have sound on. So hopefully you can hear me. I did my sound check twice, and so it's a go. But I apologized if you joined me yesterday and I kept talking and you couldn't hear me. So sorry about that. But here we go. It's a good episode to talk about the whole body systems of our body. So lately, I've been teaching a lot more, and I am so enjoying teaching so much and getting used to really teaching our members and getting to know them in a personal way. But I also get to see a lot of the missing pieces. And so I love how the teaching aspect pulls in everything that I know and allows me to reinvent some things that I'd like to do better at. But one of the things that I keep thinking about is bringing yoga as an umbrella practice to really bridge the gap between sick care and healthcare. You guys know how enthused I am about that, super patient or passionate about this. And I want to just kind of start out by saying the practice of yoga has become so much about the poses, powering through the vinyasa. But today I really want to connect the dots for you on how it's so much more than that. The practice of yoga impacts every system in our body: our neurological, digestive, endocrine, cardiometabolic, immunological, psychological system, and so much more. If the practice impacts, or if such practice impacts all of our physiological system, I believe it is imperative that our yoga teachers not only understand the physiology and anatomical workings of the body, but also the aspects that transcend the physical. I am going to be putting together, or I already put together, an amazing functional yoga medicine program that I'm going to take to my physical therapy colleagues, my functional medical doctors, to really elevate the practice of yoga. So, our practice is going to really drastically transform you. And that's the desired effect, right? Because drastic health, physical, and mental breakthroughs are available to you through the practice of yoga. Ancient yogis knew this, and they believed that the practice can extend beyond the physical to even the spiritual realm. But in order to transcend the practice beyond the physical, one must first master mind body mastery, health mastery, self mastery, and life mastery. Then you can reach a point where you're able to live your life full of wisdom, joy, and gratitude, that you become the epitome of compassion and love. And really, you guys, isn't that what we are all seeking to achieve, right? There can be no disease from that coherent and synergistic state of being, that vibration of coherence. Oh my gosh, that's what we should be aiming for. And having this miraculous practice available to you means you, as a yogi, are called to be much more than you think you can contribute to the world. That is what this show is all about, so that you can be empowered to grow and be the best version of yourself way beyond the mat. Taking it down into its parts, the physical practice of yoga requires some level of focus and awareness. You must start with finding your dristi, which is your gaze, and it's a gaze between your eyebrows, to tune inward, and using the breath with every movement through its transitions and ultimately static poses that we hold, with micro adjustments that we make energetically in our bones through our muscles. Yoga is both dynamic and static. We move and hold constantly. We contract, relax through all the motions, right? Every pose has the potential to tap into the depth of each joint, especially the spine, both the cervical, thoracic, and lumbar, into the pelvis, into the hips, down to the knees, ankles, and shoulders, elbow, and to your hands as well as your feet. So let's take a look at Surya Namaskar. When you consider it, it requires spinal extension, flexion into all such joints, requires the muscles to activate, stabilize, stretch, and mobilize. And when we move in this way with our breath, we're able to metabolically move the energy force, which is considered the nadi in Ayurveda and chi, or ki, in traditional Chinese medicine. But what's more important is that when we twist our spine, our thoracic spine is affected, which is important because this is where our autonomic nervous system lies. Our autonomic nervous system has two parts, the sympathetic and parasympathetic. The sympathetic nervous system is the fight or flight that tends to trigger our bodies to produce epinephrine, adrenaline, which is necessary if we're in danger. But in our modern worlds today, our smart devices and pings and dings from our various devices and workloads that has us constantly connected create such responses. So we're in this fight or flight all the time. On the other side, the parasympathetic nervous system, on the other hand, is more to restore, relax, and calm your system, where the body is able to focus on digesting, relaxing, regenerating, and is in a healthier state of, or create a healthier state of equanimity. We need a balance of both. Certainly, when we're in danger, we want the sympathetic nervous drive, right? But most of all, we want a complete balance between the two. It's the yin to the yang. We need a balance of both, but typically, most people in the Western world are living with the sympathetically dominant state, which creates lots of anxiety, fear, and depression, as well as various onset of symptoms, which has a potential to become a disease, right? Especially in this world today, in the midst of this pandemic, we're all high strung right now. The goal then with yoga is to have balancing effect by getting tuned into our mind and body, by first becoming aware and then connecting with our nervous systems in ways to promote a healthier balance by creating an internal healing environment. That's the ultimate goal. And understanding that our structural posture and alignment in every pose helps to create a much more desirable path for our nervous system without obstruction for our energy to flow is super important. When we're not postured properly and we're hunched forward, there is a stagnation of energy. It can't flow as fast. It's like you're creating a traffic jam within the body. Because through the practice of yoga, we're able to contract, relax, expand, constrict, extend, flex, lengthen, and shorten our body to create symmetry, so much so that it would be essential for our mind, our nervous system to fully connect to our body, which is our muscles, neuromuscular system, to allow for full range movements, musculoskeletal system, with specific muscle activation, contraction, relaxation to allow for healthy movements without dysfunction is key. When this happens, we're able to enhance our metabolism, detoxification, and elimination of all waste products out of our body. We're able to assimilate all the nutrients into our body and utilize our energy or utilize the nutrients as energy to move so that we have healthy ecosystem that has a net positive effect in all the functions of our body, including the immune, neurological, digestive, cardiometabolic, endocrine, etc. So the next time you do practice yoga, I encourage you to be mindful of your body in space. Connect with each movement, with your each breath, and bring awareness to your alignment and posture in each pose. With drishti, that focuses you to be present here and now in the moment to gain the full effect of this practice that will have you have a residual effect way beyond the mat. And that's the goal. The more you can understand the why and the hows of the workings of your body, you can be more aligned with your true core so that you can show up as the best version of yourself to live out your destiny for your time here on this earth. And yes, yoga can have this profound effect. And that effect that we believe is the most important is ultimately to align ourselves with our core being, so much so that we find joy, gratitude, and health in all life circumstances, good, bad, or indifferent, and show up as the best version of ourselves, fulfilling our true destiny. And that's truly what I want for you. If you like what you hear, of course, leave us a review on the show notes on my iTunes podcast. Would be the best place for me, and that would mean so much to me. But I also want to let you know we now offer the best functional medicine or functional yoga medicine training program that combines the best practices of functional medicine, physical therapy, nutrition, psychology, yoga, and even Pilates at both the foundations level, which is 200-hour, and mastery level at the 500-hour and beyond. That is the only certification that provides you with the comprehensive training in all aspects of building your clinical practice or your own yoga business using yoga to show your clients and patients just how they can truly transform their lives. But it's going to start with changing your life first. This program also includes business mastery, nutrition certification, therapeutic specialist certification, or Pilates certification, which is part of the 500-hour training that's available to you for your choosing. Created by my personal frustration in each of the fields in psychology, functional medicine, physical therapy, nutrition, coaching, yoga, and Pilates, I wanted to see much more effective program that combines all the practices together to have breakthroughs, because that's what I had to do in living with my autoimmune condition for over 2 decades. And it's if you're walking a linear path, doing physical therapy, functional medicine, acupuncture, that's always limited, and you can only fit incrementally, right, during that practice. How about if you break through all the barriers, combine all the practices into one, consider the body as a whole being, and combine all the things. And you, as a practitioner, get to know all about nutrition, psychology, movement, therapeutic alignments, as applications, as well as, of course, the practice of yoga and the mindfulness that we bring so that you can help your clients truly heal. Not only tell them what to do, but be able to show them what to do. It's the one stop shop to provide you with an Ivy League level education in yoga that will truly set yourself apart from a very marginalized and commodity based practice, severely limited by linear thinking. There's two ways to join. You can either join our free Facebook group where I share the strategy, tactics, and big picture thinking in the practice of yoga. Or if you feel you're ready to drastically transform your practice or up level your practice, then you can request a free consult to see if our program is the right for you. Either way, keep looking forward and keep dreaming big. But most importantly, don't sell yourself short. Aim to dare greatly, and I promise you, you can transcend all your expectations. The links for my free Facebook group is listed below, as well as the link for a free. I hope to hear from you. If you enjoyed it again, please leave us a review and subscribe to our iTunes, and we'd love to get to know you. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys all next week.